Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep! With Boruto episode 218 released, we finally can see the demise of our favorite emo.
Yeah,
Surprise, motherfucker!
We all know Sasuke has been butchered in the Boruto anime.
What did you say?
Don't act like Sasuke hasn't been nerfed. This man is out of chakra every other scene.
Yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true. That's true.
That is just a fact. Ask any power scaler out there. I'm not even good at power scaling and I know this shit. They would say Sasuke in the Boruto anime isn't consistent at all with the other feats he has achieved already. And they would also let you know that this man's arsenal of attacks have been completely washed. The only attack Sasuke uses with the Rinnegan is the teleportation. He also uses Chidori and Amaterasu. If this man was always out of chakra, why didn't he ever absorb chakra with the Rinnegan like he did against Naruto in the final fight? This man also acts like he doesn't know 1,000 different jutsu thanks to his Sharingan. If Uda fucking Shiki, UCHIHA is bodying my man Sasuke, the man that I love the most out of the entire series, you know something is wrong, fam.
Huh? No.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
So this brings us to the hot topic you're probably wondering. Why did Sasuke lose the Rinnegan in Boruto, and how can the series bring him back to a stronger state if they wanted to? But let's be honest, they ain't gonna do that shit because they want the new gen to look good, so they fucked the old gen up.
He's out of line, but he's right.
But we can't lose hope. Let's get to the point. Why did Sasuke lose his Rinnegan in Boruto episode 218? Naruto has lost Kurama, and we are down bad as a fan base. But now we're double down, since Batman Sensei lost the one jutsu that was letting him get the one W in Boruto that the series were giving him, man! Which, of course, is clapping Sakura's cheeks whenever he wanted to come home in an instant with the Rinnegan! As we all know, the Otsutsuki hate Sasuke's Rinnegan. Literally every single one of them has pointed out that it's a nuisance and destroys their plans. It led both Isshiki and Momoshiki to target it. Isshiki explicitly states that his cool-headed personality combined with his Sharingan and Rinnegan powers made him the priority to kill over Naruto. Momoshiki also targeted Sasuke's Rinnegan specifically after the fight versus Isshiki Otsutsuki. This is because Sasuke's Rinnegan is one of the #1 things that allows the human race to combat the Otsutsuki race. His Rinnegan is very special as it still has the 6 Tomoe pattern that would normally be on the Sharingan. This is because his Rinnegan also utilizes the abilities of the Eternal Magikyo Sharingan that he previously had in his left eye socket. This basically makes it the strongest Rinnegan ever, as it essentially is double charged.
God damn!
The reason we can assume this fact is because after using too much chakra with his Rinnegan, it resorts back to the standard one without the 6 Tomoe. And of course, there's his space-time ninjutsu, which allows him to explore the ancient scrolls, their private dimensions, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, clap Sakura's cheeks whenever he wants. And by the way, you think I'm chatting shit? You think I'm making a joke?
Yes.
Bruh, Sakura literally confirmed in the anime when Sarada asks that they smash whenever he comes home. He teleports back home, does the job, and then goes back and pretends to be Hokage. You guys get the point, I'm excited.
Yeah, boy.
Anyway, all Otsutsuki members are capable of space-time ninjutsu, and it becomes one of their main sources of attack. We saw how Isshiki planned to teleport Naruto to another dimension and leave him there, but thanks to Sasuke, he was able to track him down and save him. The reason Momoshiki targeted the Rinnegan is to stop them from escaping, as his plan was to disable their method of fleeing whilst Naruto and Sasuke were extremely worn out from their fight, so he can take them out and no one will be in his path to resurrect in Boruto, and then he will succeed in his plan to make a chakra fruit on Earth. His plan would have succeeded had it not been for those meddling kids. The brotherly bond behind Boruto and Kawaki allowed him to regain his consciousness and intervene. Kawaki did something selfless that he couldn't predict, which was burning himself alive to cleanse himself of the past and accept the new life he wants, rising like a phoenix from the ashes. Another reason Sasuke was nerfed with Naruto is because Kishimoto stated in an interview, and I'm gonna paraphrase, but he did mention Naruto and Sasuke's fights became quite flashy and wide scale towards the end of the manga. The viewers going back to Boruto, where the children have regressed back to completely scaled down fights, this may cause an issue in continuity. Now you get the point. We all know how the power creep in Naruto Shippuden leveled up quicker than when you drop a Pokemon off, and now the goal with Boruto is try to bring the level down a notch before it goes full Dragon Ball Z style laser space battles and shit. Realistically speaking, we all know Naruto and Sasuke are the GOAT, which means that they could solve every problem the series could have thrown at the new generation. They were so OP that every nation is practically forced to agree with their peace deal. So with these nerfs, Boruto and the gang can also be relevant by playing a major role in the story by continuing the will of fire of their masters. This goes hand in hand with the philosophy and ties in with the Boruto story, which is regarding the ethics behind technological enhancements being used, the new age of shinobi. We see this already with the scientific ninja tool drama which Boruto went through, as well as the existence of Kashin Koji being an illegal clone of Jiraiya to be sent into battle as a tool, and we can't forget the actor from the anime, who were also created to be mindless soldiers that would protect the village. I need to explain the foreshadowing and plot points that led up to Sasuke losing the Rinnegan, as this will explain why the writers made him lose it. For example, in the Boruto Owl arc, it had a deeper meaning and philosophy, where it tackled the concept of what a shinobi is, and what the role of scientific ninja tools are, and lastly, the false ideology of humans being tools. In episode 185, Katasuke tries to take responsibility for their dire situation, revealing how Katasuke under a genjutsu leaked vital information about Konoha's scientific ninja tools to Kara. Katasuke continues to add that he did something that warrants hatred, as due to the misuse of ninja tools, he ended up creating a monster like Owl. This monster ultimately caused the death of their friend Mugino. At that point of time, Katasuke expected Boruto to hate him, and honestly, who could blame him for thinking like that, right? Even in our own world, many inventors ended up regretting their invention, from the creators of the atomic bomb to even guns like the AK-47. The minds behind these works questioned if they did the right thing. So Katasuke feeling this is not only realistic but highlights the potential risk of their actions. At the start of the series, when it came to these ninja tools, Boruto was a brat and he developed a very negative opinion towards them. However, his attitude has quickly done a 180 on them. After Naruto and Sasuke guided him and told him that these tools are not inherently good or evil, rather it's dependent on how it is used. And this is exactly what Boruto tells Katasuke. He adds that after spending time in his lab, he couldn't help but feel excited using those new technologies. Boruto's high level of intelligence and understanding is shown in his talk no jutsu. From the lessons he learned, he was able to lift Katasuke's spirit, reminding him the reality of his ninja tools. Just because Owl misused it and caused death, it doesn't take away from all those who would use it for the advancement of society, helping everyone's life to be safer and more prosperous. Boruto understands this and is willing to use ninja tools to achieve what he believes to be right. This concept can really be applied to anything. Take medicine for example. Morphine can help relieve pain if it's used properly, but if it's misused, it can destroy a person due to addiction. Generally, nothing in anime is inherently good or bad. It's only those who are conscious that decide the end result. So after defeating Owl, Boruto addresses a fundamental problem. Humans can never be tools. It's delusion, and it's an excuse to omit accountability. This is why when Naruto finds out that Kashin Koji is a tool of Jiraiya and for Amado, he's definitely going to be pissed and he's gonna pull up and ask him, As long as we can think, feel and move, we can question, doubt, critique and follow a cohesive logical way of thinking with emotional empathy and understanding, like Naruto puts it. So the moment we stop doing that, we give up on being humans due to our stupidity or lack of self-worth. Boruto is able to remind this to Ao with the actions of sparing his life. Boruto proves that he was not an inanimate tool, as he put it. We don't have to follow the cycle of hatred. We can choose how to live our lives regardless of what people do. In many ways, this is also a shinobi way. So now we are all on the same page to understand the philosophy behind the reasons why Naruto and Sasuke were nerfed, so that they can explore another path of what it means to be a ninja in a new era where it's not about this chakra and all these godly powers, but it's also about technology. So now I'm going to pass the video on to Harrison, who is going to explain how all of this relates to Sasuke and his Rinnegan, and whether or not he can get a new eye and a new arm with this said technology that I just mentioned.
Thank you, Adil. Now let me explain what you guys are really here for. Beforehand, the likes of Naruto and Sasuke were so strong that the idea of scientifically enhanced ninja tools to help protect the people just wasn't needed. But now the idea will be put into the heads of some that, with their two greatest allies weakened and the threat of Kara rising, such technology could be useful no matter the ethics behind it. Which brings us on to our main point. What if I told you that Sasuke could theoretically get his eye back?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yes, I know it's exciting news. And no, the answer isn't as simple as Hashirama cells. So delete your comments, because I know you were all about to comment, you will just go and get a Hashirama arm. I get it. Hashirama cells are the go-to for whenever the plot needs to pull something out of its ass. But there's a few things that people are overlooking. Firstly, he already has them.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yes, if we rewind back to chapter 667 of Naruto, when Sasuke got whooped by Madara, Kabuto actually uses a mix of medical ninjutsu and Hashirama cells, which he'd enhanced before the war, basically making them a more potent version. It's been 16 years since Sasuke first got those cells, and Madara with just normal Hashirama cells needed over 2 decades to awaken his own Rinnegan. This was after he bit off a chunk of Hashirama's arm during their battle. What's even more important is that Sasuke's Rinnegan was not awakened in the same way as Madara's. Madara got a Rinnegan by mixing Ashura and Indra chakra, i.e. mixing Hashirama cells with his own. Sasuke is directly confirmed by Naruto Data Book 4 to have been given the Rinnegan directly by Hagoromo, back when he gave Sasuke 6 Paths chakra and the 6 Paths Yin seal. Now like we said, Kabuto had jacked Sasuke up with enhanced cells already, so getting a Hashirama arm won't just magically make a new eye appear. Not all hope is lost though, as this is Boruto we're talking about. There's always room for a little scientific invention to come and help things out. Boruto is a world where even the impossible seems achievable thanks to science. And most importantly, the #1 plot device known as Amado. Amado somehow achieved something no one in the Naruto universe could have ever dreamt to do, and that was to resurrect someone from the dead with a 100% enhanced clone. Even Kabuto stated he tried to Edo Tensei Jiraiya, but he couldn't since his body was so deep down in the ocean. That means that Amado has inorganic technology that is capable of withstanding the pressure of the deep sea, which is around 3,000 to 9,000 pounds per square inch, compared to humans who can only withstand about 43.5 to 58 pounds per square inch before dying. Which means he must have sent a submarine drone to get the cellular data aggregate on Jiraiya so that he can then clone all of his abilities and DNA to create Kashin Koji to serve him. I mean, we literally see Amado creating another cyborg right in front of us using Konoha's laboratory. It could literally be anyone, even someone like Shisui Uchiha. What? What the fuck?
Now let's explain this new era of ninjas within the Boruto series. This story explores the idea of ninjutsu and science and how they can be used together. The reason why this is so important is that we know from the Sasuke Shinden, the Teach a Star People novel, Sasuke makes it a point to explain to Boruto that he believes a ninja must embrace the usage of science while also not forsaking their own ninjutsu training. The elite ninja of the future will be those who can use ninja tech and ninjutsu as one. Sasuke could take a huge step forward towards spearheading this, as the only way we could realistically see a world in which Sasuke gets his Rinnegan back is with the help of Amato or Orochimaru using their anime bullshit science degree. We've actually seen Sasuke use ninja tech already in Boruto when he used the crystallized smoke bomb versus Isshiki, which was specifically designed to counter the Byakugan's optical prowess. This showcases the progress of his mentality of where the world is headed. Sasuke was speculated by Sakura in Naruto to have been modified through science to make his growth rapidly advance, and that was a byproduct of Orochimaru experimenting on him and the usage of drugs. Knowing that his body has always been some kind of a guinea pig for the local mad scientist of Konoha, he may think it's worth letting Amato give him something scientifically advanced in order to give him his aqua vision back. Amato has a past when it comes to making eyes. As Ada stated, Amato himself is a cyborg in the same way that herself, Code, and Kawaki are. He even swapped out his own eyes with ninja tech while also creating the dojutsu for Ada and the eyes for Delta. Even Damon too seems to have a visually different set of eyes which could hold a secret as well. So that suggests that Amato already has the ability to create high-level dojutsu. Orochimaru has created synthetic humans with free will and consciousness from scratch. Mitsuki even naturally garners nature energy for his perfect sage mode. His degree in bioengineering should easily allow him to create a new arm that Sasuke should be able to use, but then again, trusting a literal snake sounds kind of stupid. Watch the video that the homie Anime Balls Deep created. It's being displayed to you right now in order to understand what we mean. With the way that the chapters nonchalantly move past the nerf of the Rinnegan, it's likely this is going to be covered in the anime. We don't see how it makes any sense for Sasuke not to use any of his critical thinking skills to ask if it's possible for Orochimaru or Amato to give him a replacement arm or an eye to make his life a little bit easier, especially since Sasuke has the knowledge that they are against an impending threat that they have confirmed is a planetary level and is stronger than Naruto and Sasuke combined. Code has told him he wants to destroy the entire planet with the God Tree, and Amato has confirmed he can kill them 1 versus 1 even with his limiters on. So why isn't Sasuke at the bare minimum getting a new eye, getting a new arm, or maybe both? With all of these points I just put forward, what excuse does the story of Boruto have for not giving my man Sasuke back an eye or an arm? Absolutely nothing. Furthermore, Sasuke was given the Rinnegan by Hagoromo 16 years ago, and the chakra used to implant the eye has been inside of him for that long. This is important because even though the eye itself was destroyed by Boroshiki, the chakra is still inside of his body. Masashi Kishimoto confirms in Naruto Databook 3 that by saying that once something is inside of your body, it never truly goes away. This is the same explanation that is used to explain why Gaara is able to control SHIN despite losing the power of the One Tails in Shippuden. Basically, once the chakra's been inside your body for an extended amount of time, then the chakra still remains, albeit it's not as potent as before. Of course, situations like Baryon mode where the chakra is completely burned up don't count, as the chakra was literally used as fuel for power at an atomic level. This is why Shisui Uchiha was able to use the Susanoo after Danzo took out his eye in the Naruto Ninja Escapades OVA, which was overseen directly by Masashi Kishimoto. Itachi, after his eyes had lost their sight, as we see them whited out with no Sharingan pattern, he was still able to use the Susanoo. An even better example of this would be how Madara was able to use the absorption of the Preta Path, which is a Rinnegan jutsu, to take Hashirama Sage mode. The common thread that you see here is that each of them awakens the power of their eyes within their bodies even after losing their eyes or their powers. Itachi, Shisui, and Madara are all able to use their dojutsu powers but not wield them to their maximum efficiency, shown by none of them being able to fully manifest a Susanoo, and only for a short burst at that. Momoshiki only destroyed Sasuke's Rinnegan, the physical eye. He did not remove the chakra of the Rinnegan from Sasuke's body. This means that it makes it impossible for him to use the full power of the Rinnegan. This is why he couldn't use dimensional travel, which requires an enormous amount of chakra. And we know Sasuke nowadays runs out of chakra faster than Konohamaru getting slapped around by any low-level villain.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Now, this all brings us back again to the smoking elephant in the room, Amato. As we mentioned earlier, Amato being in Konoha means that he can get together with Katasuke and he can build Sasuke a new eye, which can work in harmony with his residual Rinnegan chakra. They can use the same ninja tech that Amato used to construct his special eye, plus all the other broken ninja tools and cyborgs like Kawaki's arm or Ada's clairvoyance to beef up the remaining chakra in Sasuke's eye socket. Of course, this new eye will be nowhere near as efficient or potent as the real Rinnegan Sasuke had. For an example, the massive chakra boost that the Rinnegan gives to the user is so much that not even Obito could handle it, as he says that he could barely handle the chakra from the Rinnegan and that it nearly drove him insane. Now, all this doesn't mean that Sasuke's gonna be back at full power. Him and Naruto, they were nerfed for a reason. Back in Naruto, we saw Kakashi, Guy, and their generation grow in power slowly over the course of the Naruto manga. While this was occurring, the story also highlighted Team 7's growth, like how at the start of Shippuden, Naruto and Sakura got the bell from Kakashi even with his Sharingan, but we found out that Kakashi wasn't even using his full power because he had the Mangekyo Sharingan debut later on. This just means that Boruto's team will continue to be the main focus of the story, and now they won't have to start making the villains these world-ender bosses due to the nerfs, and we won't be able to say, well, why didn't Naruto and Sasuke just one-shot him? This don't make no sense.
This guy is fucking stupid.
All of us whilst creating this video wanted to address the other community theories regarding Sasuke getting a new iron arm. For example, number 1, the laboratory of Obito had many Sharingan eyes. A lot of you point out that Sasuke can find this lab again to achieve another Sharingan. Well, to clarify, depending on what canon you use, in the anime Sasuke actually destroyed this lab, whilst in the manga it was left a little bit more open-ended. We're all going with the narrative that it was all destroyed because of Sasuke's anger, and the Boruto writers would have probably forgotten about this plot device, as it would have been addressed otherwise. Number 2, why doesn't Sasuke get a Sharingan from the other SHIN and UCHIHA clones? I mean, they all have 2 each. Orochimaru is literally the person that gave it to them, so why doesn't he just offer Sasuke one? This is true. It would be easy to obtain as they all live in Konoha's orphanage under the teachings of Kabuto. However, it's unlikely that Naruto would allow such a thing, as Naruto loves everyone in his village. No matter what, he will not corrupt his ideals and sees them all as equals. Because of this, he will treat the SHIN clones with all the same love and respect and find it inhumane to rip an eye from them. But this doesn't really address the aspect that Orochimaru, good old Orochimaru. But this doesn't really address the aspect of that Orochimaru can create one, which is a fair point that cannot be debunked at all. The only excuse we have is that Sasuke still thinks he should atone for his sins, even though the world is at stake. Now lastly, number 3, Naruto using Yin Yang release to give a new eye just like he did for Kakashi. This theory is an easy one to debunk, as Naruto simply no longer has the ability to use that technique anymore. Naruto only has 6 paths Sage mode, not 6 paths chakra. They're different, you see. The 6 paths power is an array of abilities originating from Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the ancestor of all shinobi, and through the generations these powers have been separated to create what's known as Ninshu and 6 paths Senjutsu. Those gifted with 6 paths power will inherit one of the 2 markings, the mark of the sun if they have inherited the sage's truth, or the moon if they inherit his ideals. The powers used by Hagoromo involve an incredibly polished and unique chakra, which as stated by Sasuke is of course known as 6 paths chakra. And while it's unknown what exactly the content of this chakra is, we do know that it's needed to counter the shadows created by Madara's limbo clones. And only with this unique chakra can you use the creation of all things technique. That's how Hagoromo made the Biju, that's how Naruto healed Kakashi's eye, and that's how Naruto saved Guy. However, Naruto doesn't have this chakra innately, and after the Naruto series, both Naruto and Sasuke used up all of their Hagoromo chakra. I mean, if he could create shit, he wouldn't have needed a Hashirama arm in the first place. My man would have just popped it into existence. In conclusion, Kishimoto simply has to address this and not just leave it and hope us readers forget about it. As for the story to flow nicely, it has to make sense logically, and the logic would suggest that with these nerfs, Sasuke should do what he can to protect the village. I mean, he even said he'd kill Boruto if he had to protect the village. The excuse of him atoning for his Sims, yep, that good old game, Sasuke's a gamer. The excuse of him atoning for his sins just doesn't hold weight anymore and is instead selfish, considering that he has the power to make a difference but instead chooses not to. He is putting the village and the world in more danger than is needed by not taking up this option. Even if the writers make it so that a replacement is impossible, it should still be addressed so that the viewers can finally put this topic to rest. Anyway, thanks for joining us in this collaboration. We loved to give our thoughts together on this one, so make sure you guys let us know what you think down below too. Make sure to subscribe to Naruto Explained and ding that notification bell for the channel for more future Boruto content. Leave a like as well, as it helps out more than you could possibly imagine, and don't forget to check out the merch in the description, and we'll be seeing you guys in another video. Bye bye.